Captain Sarah Chen had seen many impossible things during her 15 years exploring the Outer Rim colonies, but nothing had prepared her for the sight of 3 miniature dragons raiding her camp's garbage disposal unit. Each creature stood, no taller than a house cat, their scales shimmering between deep emerald and burnished copper in the alien sunset. Their tiny wings fluttered frantically as they fought over scraps of her dinner, reconstituted protein bars and vitamin paste that even she found barely palatable. "We can eat your leftovers," squeaked the smallest dragon, its voice carrying the unmistakable cadence of broken galactic standard. "Please, human friend, we very hungry." Sarah's hand instinctively moved to her sidearm, then stopped. The universal translator in her helmet was working perfectly, but the implications were staggering. These weren't just sentient creatures, they were intelligent enough for language, desperate enough to scavenge, and somehow knew she was human despite being on an uncharted world in the Kepler 442 system. "How do you know what I am?" she asked, kneeling slowly to appear less threatening. The middle dragon, slightly larger with golden stripes along its neck, tilted its head. "Mother tells stories. Says humans are generous species. Share food when others starve." Its pronunciation was clearer, suggesting it was older or more educated. Sarah's chest tightened. First contact protocols demanded she report this immediately to the Colonial Survey Corps. But something about their desperate hunger and the way they trembled, despite their brave words, made her hesitate. "You can have the food," she said, opening her emergency rations pack. "But I need to understand. Where is your mother?" The dragons exchanged glances that spoke of secrets and fear. The largest, with silver-tipped wings, spoke for the first time. "Mother sleeps, has been sleeping for many cycles of the bright star. We cannot wake her, and the food places grow empty." As Sarah fed them, the pieces of a tragic puzzle began forming. These weren't native to this world. Their descriptions of the bright star matched the orbital period of a different planet entirely. They were refugees, or perhaps the last survivors of something catastrophic. "Show me your mother," she said. The dragons led her through crystalline formations that jutted from the purple sand like frozen lightning. The landscape was breathtaking but harsh. No vegetation, no visible water sources, nothing that could sustain life for long. How had they survived? After an hour of hiking, they reached a massive crater carved into the planet's surface. At its center lay something that made Sarah's breath catch in her throat. The mother dragon was enormous, easily 200 meters from nose to tail, with wings that could have blocked out the sun. But she wasn't sleeping as her children believed. She was dying. Sarah's medical scanner painted a grim picture. Massive internal injuries, cellular degradation consistent with radiation poisoning, and energy readings so low they barely registered. But what shocked her most was the energy signature itself. It matched nothing in the galactic database. "Your mother isn't from this galaxy, is she?" Sarah whispered. The golden-striped dragon nodded sadly. "Mother says we came from far, far away, place when the dark ships came with fire and death. She carried us here, but the long travel hurt her greatly." Refugees. They were refugees from beyond the galactic rim, fleeing something so terrible that their mother had literally burned herself, out crossing the void between galaxies to save her children. Sarah activated her emergency beacon. This wasn't just first contact. This was potentially the most significant discovery in human history. But as she looked at the 3 small dragons hovering anxiously around their dying mother, she realized the true magnitude of what she was witnessing. The mother dragon's massive eye opened, focusing on Sarah with surprising clarity. When she spoke, her voice resonated through Sarah's bones. "Human child, I know your kind. We have watched you grow among the stars. You know about humanity? Your species burns bright with determination. When the dark tide comes for this galaxy, as it came for ours, you will be the ones to stand firm." The great dragon's breathing was labored. "I came here because this world sits on the path they will take. My children, will they be safe with your people?" Sarah felt the weight of destiny settling on her shoulders. She thought of humanity's track record, their wars, their prejudices, their capacity for both cruelty and extraordinary kindness. Then she looked at 3 small dragons who had risked approaching an alien species because their mother had told them humans were generous. "They'll be safe," she promised, "and when this dark tide comes, they'll help us fight it." The mother, Dragon's eye closed with what might have been relief. Then our flight across the void was not in vain. As Sarah's rescue beacon guided the colonial fleet toward their position, she held the 3 dragon children close, their warm scales pressing against her environmental suit. She thought about her species' greatest strength, not their technology or their military might, but their ability to look at strangers and see family. Humanity had been preparing for this moment without knowing it. Every act of compassion, every refugee welcomed, every hand extended across cultural divides had been practiced for the day they would become guardians of the galaxy. The baby dragons fell asleep against her, finally safe, while their mother's massive form began to still. In the distance, human ships approached with food, medical supplies, and the promise of a new home. Sarah smiled. This was what made humanity special. Not their weapons or their wars, but their ability to hear "we can eat your leftovers" and respond with "you can have everything we have." The galaxy was about to learn what that really meant.